case with the Clifton series, as opposed to...
Well, the short stories have their own fan club. The novels have their own fan club, and I've had people complaining on this trip that I haven't done another Prisoner of Birth, or I haven't done another Matter of Honor. And then if you do that, they complain that you haven't done another saga, or you haven't, and then there's people screaming for short stories. So basically, I do what I want to do at that moment and pray the fans will stay with me.
So what do you like writing more? Short stories, novels?
I think it's easier to write a short story, because you can do the beginning, the middle, and the end all on the same day. Where's my 100-word story? Where's she gone? No, she's not here at all. Hello, where have you gone?
She's gone down. You need something?
Can you go and get her? Yes. I think she goes complete. I read a 100-word short story which I'll read to you. I'm going to read it to everyone tonight. Exactly 100 words, not 99, not 101. So that was a hell of a challenge. Short stories you get from people all over the world. They give them to you. I've got a wonderful one just been, well, gave me a year ago from a friend of mine in Calcutta. It's given me the most amazing short story. So every one of you probably has a short story in you. You might not know it, because it might be about your own life or the world you live in, and therefore you might not think it's fascinating, because it may not be fascinating to you.
So where do you find characters for your stories?
Where do I find
Characters for your stories?
Characters.
Made,
the inspiration, the
characters.
ideas,
Characters.
or the character?
Are they imaginary, or they are real one as you travel more?
Sometimes they are human beings giving me the stories. The Nigerian story, did you just mention the Nigerian? No, I'm getting deaf, that's the problem. I get a story, and if it's in India, I'll set it in India. If it's in, I need my 100-worder. Many thanks. Thank you very much. Thank you. So I'm getting ideas every day. I'm getting things are changing every day. That's the God-given gift. That's the piece of luck. I work very, very hard. Very hard. But the piece of luck is the God-given gift. And I always say to young people who come to see me and say, I want to write, go to the ballet. They say, what? I say, go to the ballet. And you will see on stage 30 girls. You'll see one who is far superior to the others. But what you will also see is that everyone on stage has worked very hard indeed. There is no shortcut to being a great ballerina. There is no shortcut to being a great violinist. There is no shortcut to being a great opera singer. Why should there be a shortcut to being a great novelist? It's damned hard work, whoever you are.
So what is your routine like when you're working? When you get an
What do I what?
inspiration
Your
and
routine.
Your routine.
when you
I write
start
from
writing
6,
books.
everybody has a different routine.
Right. Yeah.
I write from 6 until 8, 10 until 12, 2 until 4, 6 until 8, bed at 9:30, up at 5:30, first draft 50 days, 350 hours, 14 drafts, final book 14 drafts, 1,000 hours. I wish I could cut it down. I wish I could find a shortcut. There is no cutting down. There is no shortcut. Not if you want to be number one. Obviously, at my age, I could now knock them out and make millions. I could do 4 a year, but I want everyone to be better than the last one, and I want that more than anything.
So over the time, since you've written so many books, has that sort of...
You're getting too many questions for one so young and so cheeky. You will no, you cannot. There are other people here who've been in the profession for many years, and you will be patient and childlike. I realize in India, I realize with children this is almost impossible. But you've had 2 questions and you will wait patiently. And in any case, this is your mentor and senior. Let's hear what she has to say. So sit there. No, you may be beautiful and bright, but you can wait. The beautiful and bright can wait, can't they? Next. All right, nobody wants me.
So which is the ideal time for you to write? Early in the morning or whenever you feel?
I love 6 to 8.
Morning.
It's clear. There's no sense of other human beings being up. Mind you, I have a house in Mallorca in Spain where I'm in a cliff overlooking the sea, So there's no interruption at any time. But I find the 6 to 8 session I really feel on my own. I really feel isolated. And I like that very much indeed. I hate interruption. I hate noise.
Cain and Abel is heading for his first 100 reprint. So what do you think makes this book so sought after?
I can't answer that question. I'd love to answer that question. I'd love to know the answer to that question. You're quite right. Cain and Abel is coming up for the 100th reprint. We're not sure if there's any living author who's had 100 reprints. We think, possibly, To Kill a Mockingbird. Because she sold 40 million and I've sold 37,700,000. So it looks as if she's done 100 reprints, and therefore we're the only 2 people alive who've done 100 reprints. But that's the good news. Here's the interesting news. To Kill a Mockingbird and Cain and Abel put together have not sold as many as 50 Shades of Grey. Put together. Hello, how did you get down there?
So would you like to write about in other genres as well?
About,
Other genres?
like what?
Like 50 Shades of Grey, say?
No. No. I say to writers, you must write what you want to do. If you feel, and that's why I've never written, despite being asked many times, I've never written the Indian novel. I couldn't do it. I'm just not capable of that. In the next book, not this one, in the next book, there will be 8 chapters in India.
Wow.
In Mumbai,
Okay.
where a Sebastian, the son of Emma and Harry, falls in love with an Indian girl.
Wow.
But she's already part of an arranged marriage. She's not married. She hasn't even met the man she's going to marry, and she fends him off and she pushes him off. But Sebastian is more determined.
So what led to these 8 chapters in India?
Well, I had a problem with Sebastian because he loses Samantha in very sad circumstances. And he wants to win her back and can't. No more Flash, sorry. No more Flash. You in particular. And so I wasn't sure what to do because I know in my heart that I want Samantha to return. And I know in my heart that the readers want Samantha to return. They've taken her to their heart. But he can't spend his life unmarried and he can't spend his life unhappy. And he falls in love with this girl at a cricket match at Lord's. He meets her when she's a guest of the Nawab of Patodi at a cricket match. He falls in love with her and she avoids him. She tries to stop him, but she can't. And I'm not going to tell you any more. Well, that's the next one.
Sir, any chances to paint down?
You've had 2 questions, Greedy.
Excuse me.
You've had 3. In a moment. Don't be greedy.
Can I, sir? Can I
What?
ask something?
No, I'm going to this gentleman and then I'm coming to you.
What are your feelings about India, the culture of India?
The culture of India. Well, I mean, you're one of the most sophisticated, well-read countries on earth.
Thank you.
You read more books than anybody. I mean, you have more Nobel Prize winners than anybody. I mean, there's nothing more to say about that. I am always flattered, and it puzzles the Americans and the British why I sell more books in India than any other living human being. They don't understand it. I think it's that the Indians love good storytelling. And I like to believe I'm in the tradition of R.K. Narayan. I'm a simple storyteller. I tell a tale, I try to make you turn the page. Now you can have writers as great as V.S. Naipaul. I'm a truly great writer. But no one pretends he's a storyteller. He is a great writer. Salman Rushdie. No one pretends he's a great storyteller. He is a great writer. And he wins prizes. I don't win prizes. Well, I never win prizes in my own country. I do in other countries.
So, what is storytelling according to you?
That's a God-given gift, and you haven't got it. Or at least, if you have, you're wasting your time interviewing me. Get at home and start writing. No, it's a God. You can't explain it.
Can it
Yeah,
be,
shush. Young girls say to me all the time, tell me what it is, Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Please tell me the secret. And I had a young girl in Chennai who came to see me and she said, I want to write a best-selling book. But I don't know the secret of storytelling. And she was interviewing me for a newspaper and she put the pad down and said, if you tell me the secret, I won't tell anyone. So I said, no, it's a God-given gift. I'm very lucky, I'm very privileged, it's a simple gift and it's changed my whole life. No, no, she said, I want to know the truth. You tell me where you get the stories. No, no. They come every day, I'm very lucky. No, no, I'm not going to tell anyone. It'll just be you and me. Oh, I said, right, oh, right. I go to the bottom of my garden and I dig a hole and there they are. I'm very lucky. I'm very, very lucky.
So, but can it be sharpened, the storytelling skill?
What?
Can it be sharpened?
Can it be taught?
Yes.
Can it be learned or can it be
No.
sharpened?
No. What R.K. Narayan did, you can't do it. You can cry tonight because Jeffrey told you you can't be R.K. Narayan. It's a God-given gift. You can be a great journalist. You can be a great reporter of an event. You can see something in front of you and write it better than anyone else because you're well educated and because you have a good command of language. But you can't be R.K. Narayan. That's a God-given gift. He's a rare, one-off, weird object. Which is why I love him. I think Magali Days is arguably one of the great masterpieces of all time. It's a truly, truly great book.
So what do you like about Pune?
About women?
About
Well, unlike any other guy.
about Pune, the city. Pune city.
I only got here 2 hours ago.
You've been here before.
I've been here before. You're quite right. It's very difficult, you know, when you're doing 6 cities in 6 days and you meet different people. I think the thing that shook me when I came in is I hadn't realized how clean and tidy you are. Now, you may not think so, how neat and tight, but the first impression immediately after Mumbai is you don't have the havoc here. You don't have the... And it hits you, bang. Wait a minute, the streets are clean.
It's contradictory.
The building, I wasn't talking to you. The streets are clean, the buildings are up. It hits you, bang, like that.
Yeah.
But I said to someone yesterday who was telling me, a very nice and distinguished producer, Ronnie, I had breakfast with him this morning, and I was saying it always breaks my heart to travel in from the airport and see these little children sitting on the road. And I said, oh look, there's Picasso. Oh, Nureyev. Oh. And he said, what do you mean? I said, how do you know? There may be geniuses sitting on the bench, but if they don't get the education, if they don't get the chance, how will they ever find? And I'm surrounded by, frankly, lucky people. And I look at those kids and think, there's got to be a lot of talent there that India could do with. A lot of talent. But the women are taking over. That's the good thing.